Hey everybody, HMV here, playing more Factorio, and we are going to tap tons of oil today. This is an important thing right now. Oil is now second to iron in importance, so I need to get some. So I head up to the building station here, and I decide I'm going to make pump jacks here. So I set up an unload station because I need steel. So in a second here, the steel train's going to show up, and I'm also having some trouble here that the iron train is sitting at the station and it's not unloading because it's not actually empty. That's something I don't think I noticed the significance of that yet, but I am going to notice it eventually here. So I'm setting up this steel thing, and I need to obviously set up my filters to grab steel, and then I'm running it this way, and then basically as soon as I get this set up on the bus, I decide, you know what, this is dumb. I shouldn't make pump jacks in the buildings thing. I'm never going to need enough pump jacks to justify building them, because you just only need them in order to put on the oil fields, and then they sit there forever, and you never move them, you never touch them, and you need like maybe 100 all game at the most, probably not even that many. So it's ridiculous to do that. So I decided instead I'm just going to come up here, I'm going to throw it on a temporary factory, and I'm going to build pump jacks in it. I'm going to throw all the raw resources in there, and I'm just going to let it go to town. So anyway, so we still haven't gotten any copper delivered to the copper station. I presumably have fixed the problem. It just hasn't made it up here yet. So I check here, and this copper train is loading up with copper. It's taking it to the smeltery, presumably, and the smeltery is smelting the copper, and it's loading up in the station, and trains are picking it up. So presumably we're going to get a train with copper in it here eventually. I just don't know when that's going to happen, and I don't know if it's ever going to happen, because I don't know what else is asking for copper in the factory, if it's just we really actually do need more copper. Copper isn't a huge draw on a factory, but it is a draw, and you do need to be ready for it. I took some damage from the train there when I hopped out, but no big deal. Sometimes you get hit by your own train. So anyway, so I need, I'm not sure what I'm making here. I think I'm making the rest of the train stuff. Yeah, I think I decided I want another copper train. So I need to make engines, and I need to make train cars, because we need those going. So we're already making engines right here, so it's really not a big deal to do everything else. I don't know what I'm doing here. This seems ridiculous. Oh, I think I wasn't actually making pipes there. So, I remember what it was. I cut off the delivery of the pipes down below because I didn't need them for anything. But we do need pipes for train cars. So, or no, actually, never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. That's later, that I do the other train cars. I realize I need pipes. But so I cut the delivery of pipes off down below here, and now I'm making actual train cars to go along with the engines, so that we can get a train going. So I set this up. I set it up for copper, and I think I just copy a copper. I don't know if it's a copper ore or a copper, but it looks like it's a copper ore train. And it heads over here, and it's just going to town. So we also set up coal to the copper train, so that nobody runs out of fuel. That would be bad if people start running out of fuel. So anyway, I decide here that the circuits are unbalanced, and they need to be fixed, so that we're sending roughly the same amount of circuits from each side to each side, which is obviously important. And then I think I'm done here now. Yeah, because I just wanted a couple train cars to make sure that I have some on me at all times for when I want to set up a train, I can. So in a second here, we're going to batteries need iron. So I need to run the iron up to the batteries as well. So obviously I forgot that. So I need to kind of figure out a way. And this is ugly and stupid, and I don't even know if I ended up bothering doing it. Looks like I do. Yeah, I end up. Yeah, it's too crammed in there, and my little balancer thing is too difficult to do, and I don't even know why I'm bothering. Like half the time I do the balancer, half the time I don't. So I decide, you know what, I'm not even going to bother doing a balancer. I'm just going to run this stuff and deal with the problems once they happen. Now I got the batteries going, and we have actual production because we got copper and batteries. So yay, we finally have everything running the way we need to do it. So I need more sulfur. I don't like the production of batteries right now. It's just way too low. So I changed the way the water is being delivered to the sulfuric acid thing, because I want to pump up more. And remember, it's 2 sulfur per sulfuric acid per 5 batteries. So I plop in a second here. I make a copy, and I go plop, plop, plop. There's 4. So now I can make 4 more of these. I think I end up making 4 more or 5 sulfuric acids by accident here, because I was thinking I've made 4, and so I need to make 4 more, but I actually made 3. So it's not a big deal. Then I set this up. I need to wipe out all these trees to spread the batteries up, because we're going to be making a lot more batteries here as we roll this thing up here. But I copy it, and then I go bam, bam. Eventually, I think there's a tree in the way or something. Yeah, and there was an off by 1 error there because I wasn't taking the bottommost thing. Then of course I go up here and I plop 2 more to get the amount, and I forgot to copy the what do you call it, the pipelines. So I have to do those, and then of course I'm missing power poles, because you always run out of something while you're doing this. And there we go, I got power poles. So now we got batteries making 4 times faster than they were before, which is probably still not enough, because holy cow, you need a lot of batteries in a late game factory. So I looks like I'm doing a quick supply run here. I'm out of belts and maybe even arms. Now it looks like I'm fine on arms, but so I come down here, grab a bunch of belts, drop off again some raw resources, and it's time to head back to the oil processing station in order to get, I believe I need a station to load batteries onto a car. Now, batteries are, oh no, I need a station. I needed to get more arms up here in order to get these going. And I tried to use the copy paste mod to paste these things back, and it ended up marking everything for deletion and then placed the exact same stuff over it. So obviously the copy paste mod isn't working the same way blueprints do as far as that's concerned. And then I throw down a bunch of turrets just to be sure. You'd hate biters to come in and destroy all this stuff, because this is very expensive materials here that I've put into the space. So I looked at science packs here, or I will in a second. I don't know. Sadly, these things fly back so quickly that I don't know if I've done it yet or not. Sometimes just by watching the replay here. But I am thinking about doing science packs. We need the production packs, we need the high tech packs, and they need lube, because we need the engines. We need the red engines, and so we're gonna have to get lube. So I just make one station to crack lube. I don't remember if you need more than that. Generally, I'm not doing a mega base or anything like that. It's just a very big base, and I'm not 100% sure how much lube I need. But this is my battery station. I decided to go with just a single train car for batteries, because batteries take a lot of resources to and then yeah, there you go. I tried to copy and paste reverse, but it didn't work. It actually screwed it up. So I had to actually create a blueprint of that and do it. But even though you need a lot of batteries for everything, they also really take a long time to make, and they also stack up to 200. So I think a single train car of batteries, anytime I need batteries, that should be fine. That'll keep us from having such a huge buffer that isn't actually needed. So we drop the power down, and we get the batteries loading up onto there, and we're good to go. And it is time to head to the military station here, which is the only reason I went to the military station is so I could hop out of the train and go over to this oil station, because it's finally time to tap this oil station that I cleared away. This used to be, if you remember, this was a coal station, and it ran out of coal, and I removed the entire rail lines and everything, which was dumb, because I could have used that same rail station just to make it an oil station. But I set up a new station. Sadly, I wanted a little bit farther north, so I have to wipe out all those trees. Luckily, wiping out trees is pretty easy now that we have the poison packs. And the reason I wanted a little bit farther north is I wanted to make sure we had enough room to get one of my exchangers in here. So I had to remove the old exchanger that was bad from up there, and then I need to put a new exchanger down in the south. And yeah, it looks like I'm still have the problems with the things, and that exchanger is way too close to the base. One of the problems with this whole base that I've set up is that things are too close to each other. The whole point of a rail world is that things aren't as close to each other as they should be. But I totally screwed that up, and it's not that way. I thought when I was recording this, or when I was writing my notes down, and when I was actually playing it, I thought that there was an off by 1 error in the pipes there. If you see the pipes, the northern set of pipes and the southern set of pipes don't actually connect via that pipe that's on the right there. But that pipe that's on the right, now that I'm watching this in the replay, that pipe on the right actually isn't part of that whole assemblage. It's part of the specific way I set up that one base. It's actually a way. Oh, God, we got another freaking throughput problem here. So let me obviously I need to take care of it. But I need to get something from up here first. I don't remember what it was I needed to get. It looks like I need some iron. I need some storage things, and then I'm also going to need storage rail cars. So I ran up there to get some iron because that was the closest base I think that had iron sitting on it. But then I need to remove all these things, and then suddenly the trains all get going, and then we have another quick little backup here as things go, and then I think the trains then sort their problem out. Part of the problem is when you have a backup like that, then the backup gets worse. And actually, now that I'm looking at this, maybe there is a weird off by one problem because the pumps were off by one, which you wouldn't have like that. That obviously the factory that's up north, or the train station that's up north, works fine, but the pumps there are working fine, but the pumps down in this one, they were off by one, and they didn't work. So it's something weird with the rotation of those storage things. Yeah, and we got another problem here, and it's just because we have too many trains using this line, and then there's that one section where where a train can get stuck because there's not enough room, and then it caused this entire backup here. So I have to, and I think I remove a thing here, and then we have a train rear end another train here in a second, but now it looks like everything's fine. We just need to wait for the backlog to get cleared out. But the important thing is the trains are moving, so whenever there is a backlog, it will clear itself out, ideally. Something I need to keep an eye on. It could cause a problem, definitely, in the future. But anyway, so we need fluid trains. So I want them to be automatically created, fluid wagons. So this is where I pull the belts or the pipes down, and then I just set up a quick thing here to make fluid stations. And I think I need to be making the storage tanks on the bottom, and then the trains on the train cars on the top, and then I pass it to the fluid cars, and then boom, we got that. So I only need 2 of them. So it only takes a second to make them, and then I think. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing here, and I actually think that this might be a mistake here, setting these up, because we're not generating crude oil at a very fast pace, and we're just not getting we don't have the train cars. Oops, I went the wrong way on the train there. I'm risking the chance of a backup of oil in a train because there's a train that can't get to the oil station, and the other train is waiting for a supply station to come out, so that so it'll actually cause us to not have any oil processing while oil is just sitting on a train waiting to get into a station. So I think eventually here, maybe next episode, I don't remember, I actually end up getting rid of that oil train. So but I did set up a waiting area so that it at least won't block other transport, but it shouldn't be necessary at all. Oh, anyway, so I need oil. I need more oil. It's amazing how much oil that I end up needing. But we the problem right now at the oil station, the only problem that the oil station has, even after I get this station going, is that we constantly running out of deliveries of crude. So I look around on the map here, and you see me looking around, and I find a couple oil stations up to the left there. There's that one there, and then there's one either just a bit north or just a bit south of them, and they're like over 1,000% yield of the for the entire oil field. So that's really good. And I decide I'm gonna tap both of those. And that should really supply me enough oil for the time being, at least, ideally until I can get speed modules going. I want to obviously put speed 3 modules in every pump jack, so that we get oil pumping out of these depleted fields. Especially the first field I put on is probably depleted by now, and it's not really generating as much oil as you could expect. I also need more batteries, so I just double the sulfur, and then I double the sulfuric acid, and then I'm going to double the batteries. It's kind of crazy how much I just need this to go, but I just don't like how much batteries I'm producing. I want to produce more. So I set this up. I think I set my sulfuric acid on the other side, or do I set up another one on that side? Yeah, I definitely set up my batteries on the other side, and I need to do a little bit of a rigmarole with the the pipes here. So I think I set up, here's what I do is I set up my underground pipes. One, like the top underground pipe goes to the near side, and then the far underground pipe goes to the far battery factory there. So as I'm placing these battery factories, they're pulling water out of the same pipe that the near ones are pulling out of. That's kind of cool. I'm out of chemical factories, so I head down there to pick them up. Luckily, they're just sitting in the thing, and then I set up all these pipes to send things over here, and then let the iron and the copper go, and boom, we just doubled our battery production, which is sweet. And just check the sulfuric acid to make sure it's not going down, and it's not. So anyway, we have these stations, and they're loading into the trains, and sadly we're still not getting oil. It's just, like I said, we need more oil. So it's time for me to go to those oil fields I found and tap them. Yeah, it's the north one and the south one right there. I just kind of showed them on the thing. So it's time for my first 4-way intersection. So I'm gonna wipe out this 3-way here. This is what is this? The north end of the King's Road. So this would be like Winterfell, the Winterfell roundabout, or maybe this would be the what is it, the neck, because this is probably going to be, if there's any bottlenecks in my train, it's probably going to be here. So I set this up, and I set the thing going off, and I hop in the train, and it is time to go across. So I just lay these all out in blueprint mode. Obviously I need some landfill, so I think I go out here and I poison up the trees and let Bluebill do the rest, and then head out here. I was testing there to see if being in a train, if poison would hurt you, and it doesn't, which is very nice. And as the sun rises here, I hop through and just take out all these trees. I love poison capsules. They're the new grenade, really. They're the grenades are great for clearing trees. Poison capsules are amazing, but we need more. What is it that I need? Well, we need landfill. Yeah, so I go down here where I'm loading landfill into a train station, but I don't have any train coming down to pick it up, and I don't ever have plans for a train to come and pick it up, but it's there whenever I need it, which is nice. I'm trying not to use too much landfill in this map. I don't want to change the land perfectly. I'd like to follow it as much as I can, but I'm not going to go out of my way to cut around a bay or something like that if I can just fill it in with landfill. I mean, that's what landfill's there for, right? So I also need more signals because we're laying a lot of tracks. I need more tracks because we're laying a lot of tracks. And now it's time to head back to, I need to manually drive right now, so I had to go up there, and I had to back up in order to get in the right lane in order to get things going. So I checked the map here, make sure I need to take a right-hand turn before too long. I've also got a lot of biters, which is can be a problem. And I'm also apparently ran out of something. I don't know what yet. It's not belts. It's not copper. What station did I just go to, and what did I pick up out of it? I have no idea. I don't know why I went there. I don't know what I did, but it was probably important. I'm assuming it was a military station, but I thought that wasn't that far south. I thought the military station was a little bit north, but oh well, doesn't really matter. I'm obviously do need military supplies here in a second because I'm going to be taking out biters, and I'm also poisoning up all these trees, which is nice. Looks like I'm getting ready to make my right-hand turn, and I can see the biters here. They're actually pretty close, so we just turret them up, murder their faces, and take care of their friends up north here in a second. Yeah, I got to keep the power lines going so I can see. And I think, I set up a radar so we can actually see what's going on around us. And I love the radar mod. I don't remember what it's called, but it keeps, like with research, you keep getting better and better radars. And it helps so much to get to see what's going on around you. And obviously you saw there I ran out of I placed a lot of turrets. I didn't need that many turrets, but I did run out of bullets, which is bad. That means I have less bullets than I think I should have. So next time I'm at the military station, I better make sure I pick those up. But I clear out the biters around those oil stations, and now I'm just clearing around the trees around these other oil stations. And I want to make enough room to set up a nice big station here that's going to pull oil out of both of those oil fields, because they're nice and close to each other. So we might as well have just one station that's going to take all of that and get it done. So my signals are still wrong. So obviously this station is garbage, and I need to make a new copy. I also, again, with my off by one problem, those pipes, like I said, aren't the problem. The problem is the actual what do you call it? The actual the pumps they're off by one, and there's no reason for it. I don't understand why. Because it's not also a horizontal vertical thing, because I end up making a vertical station that also has, excuse me, the same problem. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm checking here, but I have no idea what I was went back to the station there to check. But obviously I need all the oil supplies. I need pump jacks, I need storage tanks, I need lots of pipes, and I need that's about it probably. But yeah, what station is this? I don't even know where I am. Like, I don't even know what this is making. And sadly, I'm watching this in a very low quality screen, because I noticed when I record and play a full 1080p video, I can't really see it. So I'm actually playing this at 480p, and so I can't actually see what station I'm at. But it doesn't really matter what station I'm at when it all comes down to it. But in my notes, I went to the military station to get more bullets. So apparently that's what that is the military station. It's just not where I remember it being, which is kind of funny, considering I'm still playing this map fairly actively, and you'd think I would remember where the military station is. One nice thing about having trains, though, to drive you around, is you don't need to know where the military station is. You just go in your train and you say, take me to the military station, and then it does, which is pretty cool. So I set up all the pump jacks here. I'm setting up their yeah, we need more poison. More poison. Just get rid of all the trees. Kill the trees. Make sure they die. And you can do whatever you want. So, yeah, the top station is going to fill the top tanks. The bottom station is going to fill the bottom tanks. And when I say station, I mean oil field is going to fill the top tanks and the bottom tanks. And then I also connect the tanks together, so they'll be sharing oil, but at least, you know, they'll be filling up at roughly the same speed as each other, which is nice to do, because sometimes you have even though you know technically the oil is going to flow between them all, it prefers one over the other because it's closer, so it takes longer sometimes to fill up your train from the other side. So set up your pumps, and then we need to actually hook up the lines here. The oil is pumping. I get the turrets around these guys. The oil's pumping here. Here's where I set up my connection. And then I'm gotta hook up all the pipes here to these guys. They are pumping. They get turrets, and we're set up. We're pumping oil. We're filling up the tanks. We can set it up. I'm assuming by now I have set it up so that yeah, I set up a yeah, I don't actually have a blueprint of a single waiting bay, so I take a blueprint of this one and delete all the power poles and stuff that I don't actually want from it, and then copy that thing, and then I actually put it in my train thing, and then I place it here, and I think I place another one on the other one. I'm gonna name this something oil northwest or whatever I ended up naming it. Northwest seems reasonable because it is kind of in the northwest. It's about where the Iron Islands would be in King's Landing, and my video just ended, so I'm too busy talking to pay attention to how much time takes up. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this. I definitely enjoyed playing it. I'm almost caught up to where I'm playing now, so hopefully my talk through will actually have things I remember instead of things I just wrote down in my notes. But I'm HMV, and I will, as always, talk at you later.